Ladies and gentlemen, it's Throwback Chevy. How are you doing? Michael Coughlin, your host, coming at you live, streaming here on YouTube. How are you doing? It's been a long time. I have missed this little program and thought long and hard about getting back to it many times over the summer, but it's a busy time for me this summer, and I just was stretched at both ends. So yeah, I just couldn't do it. Felt like I felt pressured. I felt like it was homework, and I felt like whenever I did get back from work, that I just want to relax. Of course, those of you who have been following the channel may know that I'm a man of many occupations. I play a little bit of music. I'm a songwriter. I do some acting. I like to call myself a blue-collar actor. And I do backline audio to keep those hobbies in action. And if you don't know what backline audio is, it's like a roadie without going on the road, maybe. I set up amplifiers and drum kits and keyboards and guitars and anything that makes music or noise. It's not always music. I set that stuff up. I work for 3 different companies here in Toronto. And I spend a lot of time between those places, and we get out to lots of venues. There you go, Van Morrison, Jazz Fest, Toronto here. That was a Corona DJ Fest not too long ago down on the front. So we get into all kinds of stuff. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, that's been taking a lot of my time. Did a little bit of acting, which is great. I got more coming up this week. So it just never ends, and I'm happy that way. So it's great. I've been working on some new tunes. I was practicing guitar tonight, doing some Chris Christopherson just for kicks. What can I say? It's a wonderful life. I'd like to get into a little bit of what I posted recently. I just started getting back into video, and I recently posted 2 clips from my old heavy metal cable show, the Metal Mike Show. And one was of Brother Jake Edwards. And for those of you who don't know who Brother Jake Edwards, hey, JFoss77, thank you kindly for the welcome back. Just sort of letting people know, JFoss, what I've been up to since I've been gone. And I've been meaning to get around to this for a long time. So I'm going live. Let me know if you can hear me and that everything's okay. But going live is just a little bit less strenuous. I don't have to edit and do all the post-production that I'm used to. I just have my microphone here, my camera, and my laptop, and it works out pretty well. I also have my fan here because it's still quite warm, even though it's past mid-September here in Toronto. Starting to sweat a little bit, so I'm turning on my fan. But yeah, just getting back to it, doing more videos. I was talking about Brother Jake Edwards. He was, he is a legendary broadcaster. Started in Boston, ended up coming to Toronto. Has been the last, I don't know, 15 years in Vancouver. But when I did my old heavy metal cable show, I was able to interview Jake Edwards. And I posted that clip recently on my channel. So look under the Metal Mike playlist, because the Metal Mike show was my old cable show. All good. Thanks, JFoss, by the way, for doing the quality check. Where are you there, JFoss77? Where are you? I'm here in Toronto. But Jake Edwards is a terrific professional broadcaster. And some of you may know the syndicated comedy show, The Champ. It was a radio show about a professional boxer who... Oh, great. This is distracting, but this is great. Colby just bought an ambulance for conversion because we do van life on this channel, as you know. Congratulations. I'm looking forward. You got to post some pictures of that, Colby. I'll be looking forward to seeing that. But Brother Jake did this skit called The Champ, and The Champ was a former heavyweight champion who was trying to adapt to life, you know, after his boxing career was over. And it was a comedic radio skit, and of course the Champ got into all kinds of trouble because he was always picking fights. Brother Jake created the character and did the voice and did a lot of the writing, I think most of the writing, as you'll see in the interview. So look under the Metal Mike playlist on my channel, and check out Brother Jake Edwards, the interview from 1993. And speaking of 1993, I was working recently, like last month, at the iHeartRadio MMVAs, the Much Music Video Awards. And I was backstage, and I was pushing amplifiers around, and I looked up, and I saw a face I recognized from many, many years ago. And it was really funny because he looked at me the same way, and we had that moment. And Kevin Bushy, who is the tour manager for the Brett Kissel Band. And Brett Kissel is a country superstar here in Canada. He performed at the MMVA, so it was great to see Kevin. And we caught up a little bit, and we were working at the same time. But Kevin is such a great guy and a very talented musician. And it jogged my memory because Kevin and his former band from the 90s, Locrian from Hamilton, Ontario, performed live on the Metal Mike show. And Dave Esseltine was in the band. Dave, no stranger to the Metal Mike show. And Gary Broadman also. I hope I said that right. Gary Broadman. Terrific performance. I've also posted that on the Metal Mike playlist on my channel. So by all means, if you like music from the 90s, this is an acoustic unplugged version of their song Steal the Night. Really cool. And it was great to see Kevin. And I had to get that out there because I know Kevin wanted to take a look back down memory lane. I see Colby and Jay Foss talking about the ambulance there. I love it. Bringing people together on Throwback Chevy. This is an experiment going live. It takes a bit of the burden of production off of what I do because those videos I've done in the past take some hours to put together. I'm fond of editing. I have a broadcast diploma, so I'm good with the bells and whistles. And I thought going live would be a little more time saving. Which it is. I know the picture's not as good as when I do my recorded versions, but this will be fun, and I hope to gather more viewers as we go along. And Colby and JFoss77, let me know what you think. I'm glad you're out there. Thanks for tuning in. And geez, this is like going back to my radio days, only I have no format to follow. JFoss77, you were in Canada 5 years ago in Oshawa, not too far from where I am here. I'm in Scarborough right now. Actually, I think I'm in Toronto, but Scarborough is like 2 blocks down the street. And then Oshawa is not too far down the road. It'd probably take about 35 minutes with good traffic. Oshawa's fun, yeah. Oshawa rocks. Shout out to my friend Johnny, who also works Backline Audio. He hosts a jam at one of the bars there in Oshawa. And I went there about a month ago. It was a really good time. Very cool. What else have I been up to? As I had mentioned, I've been doing a little bit of acting. And I did a reenactment series, a docudrama that was really, really fun. And I got to do a police detective interrogation. And it was amazing. Had a great director from England. Had a great acting partner in the scene, and I would like to eventually post, just a clip of that scene, because it'll give you an opportunity to see what it is I do when I'm not doing this or doing backline or playing music, as some of you have seen me perform live right here in the van, which I hope to do more of in the near future. We hope to get more musicians on board. For the studio in a van performances. They're a lot of fun. I used to do this kind of stuff with the Metal Mike show, and I continue to do it here with Throwback Chevy, and that segment would be called Studio in a Van. We interview, entertainment figures. We have live musical performances, and check it out, Studio in a Van playlist right here on the Michael Coughlin YouTube channel. My name is Michael Coughlin. I'd like to thank the folks for joining me, and it's been great to get back at this. Look forward to more. When I'm not live, of course, you can tune in and see the same video. And I believe you can see the stream of comments there. So be sure to give me a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. And by all means, subscribe. I can't say enough about all the subscribers who jumped on board over the summer. And the channel's been really lying dormant over the summer. So a big thank you to those folks who have had enough faith to press that red subscribe button. So I'm back on my feet, and I guess back on the air. Can we say that? No, we're not really broadcasting. Back on the web. So thank you kindly. Look forward to more content. Lots of great old footage from the Metal Mike show coming along as well. Van life is great, by the way. It was a long, hot summer, but my air conditioner, which you can't see, is under my laptop. My air conditioner served me well. And I got around and did some camping just in the recent weeks, because we finally got a break in the weather here. So I went to Long Point on Lake Erie, which is, for our American friends, it's just on the northern side of Lake Erie from Erie, Pennsylvania. You may be familiar with that town. Long Point is such a beautiful, beautiful place. I highly recommend it. If you ever get the chance to go there, it's a wildlife sanctuary. It's terrific. The folks in the local area are wonderful people. In Port Rowan there. So check out Long Point, Ontario. Wonderful, wonderful camping stay. I'd like to say hi to my friend Bud, who I met there on Long Point. He saw me playing my guitar by the campfire and came over and struck up a conversation from Ingersoll, Ontario, Bud and his wife, Nancy. And we had a great little visit. And Bud plays his acoustic guitar, loves Johnny Cash and the old school country stuff. So it was great to hear Bud play. Lots of fun. Looking forward to more guitar. I have a gig coming up here in Toronto, in Bloor West Village. I think it's October 9th. And I've been neglecting my guitar playing and singing. So I've been practicing a lot lately. But finally, after the long, busy summer, I'm starting to have some time to do these kinds of things, which I enjoy so much, and get back to the music as well. I have been doing some acting all along, but I really miss those other two elements, so I'm getting back to those things. Hello to the new viewers. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Michael Coughlin. This is Throwback Chevy. I'm usually recorded, but I'm experimenting with going live with YouTube streaming. So thanks for jumping on board. Feel free to subscribe. I was just telling folks that I have some historical rock and roll content on my channel under the Metal Mike heading, my playlist called Metal Mike. And the Metal Mike show was my old heavy metal cable show, pre-Wayne's World, or at least the idea of it, the start of it came before Wayne's World. And it was a heavy metal talk show. Had lots of guests whom you may recognize when you go through the playlist. I have more content on the way. Just something I like to put out there and share, because it's been on VHS cassettes for, God, I don't know how many years, since 1993. So check it out. I just put Brother Jake Edwards. He's a legendary morning radio DJ from Boston to Vancouver and everywhere in between. He's been on all the great stations. I know him from Q107, Toronto's best rock, here in Toronto. And really funny man. If you've never heard of him, it doesn't matter. Check out the video, and you'll get a kick out of his personality. Just a wonderful, bright, funny human being. And he did a little something called The Champ, which you can YouTube. It's a skit about a boxer I was mentioning earlier. Former heavyweight champion boxer who has to adapt to life after retirement. And he doesn't do so well. And Jake Edwards, the producer and writer behind that, and the voice of The Champ. Really, really cool stuff on YouTube. Just go Jake Edwards, The Champ, and you'll find it. Also, Dave Mustaine of Megadeth. I have an interview from 1993 coming up. I'm going to post that as well. And more van life, which is predominantly what I do. I live here in Toronto. I'm in my van. And I'm saving money on rent. I'm working all the time. And the money that would normally go to my rent or a mortgage I've been putting into cryptocurrency, which is another passion of mine. I have another channel called Crypto in a Van. So I'm a big Bitcoin enthusiast and a lot of the altcoins. Anyway, that's for the other channel. This is my 1985 Chevrolet G20 van. It's been home for the last year, and I'm just trying to share what I do and how I survive the heat of the summer or the cold of the winter, the stigma about living in a van, the excitement of van life, the freedom. I was just mentioning I went to Long Point here in Ontario, camping 3 days, absolutely fantastic. I had my tent, my van, my home with me. Fantastic. You can't beat it. I don't know if you can hear. If I turn off the fan, you may be able to hear the rain. Jay Foss, are you still using the wood burner? I've used it once, actually, since the weather turned here in Ontario. So I did, yeah, I fired it up. It was perfect. I did a little meal on top, beans and dogs. And so it's great. Although I did notice that it wasn't breathing as well as it should. So that's an indicator to me that I have to get outside, unscrew the cap, and clean that chimney out. I did a video on that. If any of you are interested, how to clean your chimney for the stove in your van. You can see it back there if you're new in the corner. It's lit up. That's my little wood stove, handmade in Quebec, beautiful province here in Canada. And I've got a number of videos about cooking on my wood stove and about heating with it and cleaning the chimney, maintenance, general stuff like that. It's a popular thing. I'm very safe with it. I treat it, I mean, it's fire, so you got to respect it. I have a fire extinguisher. It's right behind me here. There, you see it. So you got to, it's fire. If it was a wood stove in your home, you would treat it with respect and care. Do the same in a van, or if you're out in a cabin, it's all the same. Be very, very careful, and make sure you have some ventilation and, basics. Check out my videos for more safety tips on that stuff. I don't know what else to say. Do you got any news there, Jay Foss or Colby? And feel free to chime in if you're somebody else that's watching. I know this is new for me, so I don't know why I pulled these out. I just did. Live streaming is new for me, and this is as much a maiden voyage, a test run to see how it works. And I hope that I can do more of this in the future, and I hope the quality and my familiarity with going live on YouTube gets better and better. J Foss says, I want one in an RV. I assume that's a wood stove. He wants a wood stove in an RV so you can travel to ski resorts. Yes. Wonderful idea. I have done that in the Canadian Rockies. Nelson, British Columbia is a favorite of mine. There's a Red Mountain and Whitewater Resort. The best skiing I've ever done. Powderville. Absolute Powderville. But I didn't go last winter, so I need my fix. Would love to do that. Where do you ski? Can you hear the rain, by the way? West America, California, Colorado, Tahoe, nice. Steamboat, very good. I would love to go there. I would absolutely love to check that out. Maybe that's what I have to do this winter. Take a road trip when I get my snow tires mounted and a big stock of wood to bring along with me. And come down and say hi to all the folks in the United States. You know what? Every time I've gone to the USA, I've had such a terrific time. People are so nice there. And there's a weird thing when they find out you're from Canada. They smile and they treat you like family. So that's really a terrific thing. And I hope that charm has never, I hope it never changes, because every corner of the United States I've been to, the people have treated me so great. Mount Baker. Oh, free camping. Perfect. That'll, like, with all the money I spend on gas in this thing, I can catch up a bit on my finances with free camping at Mount Baker. Now, Mount Baker, is that the big one? The big one? Big mountain, I think? I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. I think Jack Kerouac wrote about Mount Baker way back in the day. Is that Washington State? Not sure. It is. Can't believe how good I am with geography. Quiz the Whiz. I'll try to name the 50 states now. Just kidding. I'm not going to do that. That's why we only have 10 provinces in Canada and 3 territories. I would like to mention, while we're talking about the West, if you swing a little bit north from there, there's a place called the Yukon. And, of course, your great state of Alaska. I took a road trip there in my van, and that was a beautiful, beautiful trip. You know, not the greatest skiing, but they have great skiing. But it's just a terrific place. And you just reminded me of that when we're talking about mountains and the great outdoors. So I guess that sort of strikes the thought that we talk about a lot of outdoors fodder on Throwback Chevy because, I mean, it's part of van life. It's part of why you want to buy an ambulance, I think, which I highly recommend it. And please post some pictures or do a video or something and show us. Let me know. I would love to see that. I have seen a few ambulance conversions before, and I think it's a great, great idea. I think it's the perfect vehicle for doing something like this. Probably a little more spacious, and you know, they're so unique, and you can do so much creatively with them. So I look forward to that. This is my very, very first live stream on YouTube. Well, I did a tester. That's a lie. I did one tester before, but I really didn't. I just ended up chatting with my buddy Paul from Montreal. But it's a lot of fun so far, and this is my first real one. And it's been going for 22 minutes now. I see in the top left corner. I think I'm going to leave it at that. It's 1 a.m. here in the city of Toronto. I have to go back to work again tomorrow morning. And it's on the other side of the city from here. So I'm going to check it out. Sylvan Secrets. You saw the tester. Made a bunch of random visits. That it didn't really work. No, I thought the same. So is this one working? I'm using a proper microphone. You can probably see it here at the bottom of the frame. I hope it's working a little better. I know the sound is good because I did a little test. Awesome. Good to know. Thanks, Sylvan Secrets. Where are you, by the way? I can tell you it's raining here in the city of Toronto. And I'm getting ready to wrap it up, but I'm glad you dropped by. And I do recorded videos. I do music-related content. I do acting-related content and a lot of van life stuff. So by all means, I'm not going to say smash that subscribe button because I hate when people say that. Press the subscribe button. And if you can, give me a thumbs up. It helps in my with my algorithms on YouTube and video placement in searches and stuff like that. Folks, thanks so much for hanging out with me on Throwback Chevy. My name is Michael Coughlin, your intrepid host. I just got back at it. I'm so happy. Please check out my channel. I just posted 2 videos. Brother Jake Edwards, the champ, and Locrian, my friend Kevin Bushy, who works in rock and roll with me. And Kevin had a great old band back there in the early 90s. He still plays music to this day. Wonderful stuff. Thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight. Look forward to seeing you again. Talk to you soon. It's Throwback Chevy, folks.